You have to break free from the cycle of hesitation. Every time you delay taking action, you give doubt more power over your life. Overthinking is a dream killer. It steals your energy, it drains your confidence, and it convinces you that you need more time before you can start. But let me tell you something. Action is what creates clarity, not thought. You don't get clarity by sitting still, analyzing every possible scenario. You get clarity by stepping forward, by doing, by learning in real time. Think about the people who are winning in life, the ones who are making things happen, achieving their goals, and building their dreams. Do you think they had it all figured out from the beginning? Do you think they waited until they felt 100% prepared before they started? No! They started when they were uncertain. They made moves before they had all the answers. They adjusted as they went. And because of that, they gained the experience, the confidence, and the momentum needed to succeed. The truth is, fear and action cannot exist in the same space. When you move, when you commit to taking action, fear has no choice but to step aside. But if you hesitate, if you stand still, fear grows stronger. It starts whispering in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail. And if you listen, if you give in to that voice, you'll stay stuck in the same place, watching opportunities slip through your fingers. You have to change the way you respond to hesitation. The moment you start second-guessing yourself, the moment doubt starts creeping in, that's when you move faster. That's when you take action immediately, before your brain convinces you to stop. You have to train yourself to trust your instincts, to go after what you want without waiting for permission or validation. Think about the people who regret the things they never did. They aren't sitting around wishing they had overanalyzed things more. They aren't looking back and thinking, I wish I had spent more time doubting myself. No! They regret not taking the risk. They regret not making the move. They regret waiting too long, letting fear dictate their decisions. Because here's the reality. Every day you wait is a day wasted. Every day you overthink is a day you could have used to make progress, to build something, to take one step closer to your goals. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The longer you hesitate, the more overwhelming it feels. That's why the only way to beat overthinking is to take action immediately. And don't get it twisted, this isn't about recklessness. It's about decisiveness. It's about choosing to trust yourself, choosing to step forward even when you don't have all the answers. Because the truth is, you will figure it out as you go. You will learn what works and what doesn't. You will make mistakes, and that's okay, because every mistake teaches you something valuable. Every failure is a lesson that brings you closer to success. So stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop trying to predict every possible outcome before you start. Start now and adjust along the way. Start before you feel ready. Start before you have all the details worked out. Because the sooner you move, the sooner you learn, the sooner you grow. The people who succeed in life aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who take action. They are the ones who stop overthinking and start doing. They don't wait for the right moment. They create it. Now it's your turn. Whatever goal, dream, or idea you've been sitting on, it's time to act. No more delays, no more excuses. You have everything you need. You just have to move. You have to understand. Your thoughts shape your reality, but thoughts alone won't take you where you want to go. It's your actions that make the difference. Every second you spend overanalyzing, debating, or hesitating is a second you could have spent making progress. You don't need more time to think. You need to trust yourself enough to take the first step. Because overthinking isn't preparation, it's paralysis. It's the enemy of execution, the silent killer of ambition. It tricks you into believing that waiting, hesitating, and analyzing will somehow lead to a better outcome, but all it really does is steal your opportunities. How many times have you looked back and said, I should have started sooner? How many chances have you missed because you were stuck in your head, convincing yourself that you weren't ready? Let me tell you something. You'll never feel 100% ready. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who wait until they have all the answers. They are the ones who start before they feel ready. They are the ones who step into uncertainty and figure it out as they go. And let's be real. What's the worst that could happen? You fail, you make a mistake. So what? Failure is feedback. It's how you learn. It's how you improve. The people at the top of their game didn't get there by avoiding mistakes. They got there by pushing through them, by learning from them, by adjusting and moving forward. The only real failure is never trying at all. You see, overthinking creates a false sense of safety. You convince yourself that by delaying action, you're avoiding failure. But in reality, you're just delaying success. You're robbing yourself of the chance to grow, to learn, to achieve. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The longer you hesitate, the more doubt creeps in. That's why the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. You have to train yourself to take action before your brain talks you out of it. Your mind will always try to keep you comfortable, to keep you safe. It will always try to pull you back into what's familiar, even if what's familiar is keeping you stuck. That's why you can't listen to every thought that pops into your head. Not every thought is real. Not every fear is valid. You are not your doubts. You are not your hesitation. You are the actions you take. So from this moment forward, you make a decision. You move. You stop overthinking and start executing. You set a goal. You take the first step and you commit to moving forward no matter what. Because here's the truth. Small actions taken consistently lead to massive results. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't have to figure it all out at once. You just have to start. And I promise you, once you start moving, momentum will take over. The hardest part is the beginning. But once you get going, once you take that first step, the second one becomes easier, and then the third, and before you know it, you've built something, you've made progress, you've turned your thoughts into reality. So stop sitting on ideas, stop waiting for perfect conditions, stop telling yourself that you need more time, more knowledge, more certainty. You don't need more thinking, you need more doing. Take control of your future by taking action today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You have to ask yourself, how much longer are you going to wait? How many more days, weeks, or even years will you spend stuck in the same place, trapped by your own thoughts? Overthinking is a disease, and if you let it, it will consume you. It will take every dream, every opportunity, every ounce of potential you have, and bury it under doubt, fear, and hesitation. You weren't built for that. You weren't created to sit on the sidelines, watching life pass you by while you're stuck in your head, analyzing every little thing. You were built to act. And I know what you're thinking. You're telling yourself, what if I fail? What if I make the wrong decision? But let me flip that for you. What if you succeed? What if this one decision changes your entire life? What if the risk you're afraid to take is the exact thing that will open doors you never even imagined? You see, overthinking magnifies the negative. It forces you to focus on everything that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right. But the people who win in life, they shift their mindset. They train themselves to focus on the opportunity, not the obstacle. They don't waste time worrying about failure because they understand something most people don't. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is a stepping stone. Every wrong turn gives you the experience you need to find the right path. But if you never move, if you never take that first step, you never get the chance to learn, grow, or improve. And that's the real tragedy. It's not failing that ruins dreams. It's never starting in the first place. It's letting fear win. It's allowing doubt to dictate your future. So what's the solution? You move before you feel ready. You take that first step before the fear talks you out of it. You make decisions quickly and adjust as you go. You stop obsessing over every detail and start trusting yourself. Because here's the truth. No one has it all figured out. Not the millionaires, not the CEOs, not the athletes at the top of their game. They are constantly learning, constantly adjusting, constantly improving. The only difference between them and the person who stays stuck in their head, they take action. I need you to understand something. Every single second you spend overthinking is a second you could have spent building something, learning something, growing into the person you were meant to be. You can't allow your mind to become your biggest enemy. Your thoughts should push you forward, not hold you back. And if your mind is stopping you from taking action, then it's time to rewire your thinking. The only way to break free from overthinking is to start small. Don't think about the entire staircase. Just take the first step. Just do one thing today that moves you forward, one small action, one simple decision. And once you take that step, the next one will be easier, and then the next. And before you know it, you'll have built momentum. You'll have trained your mind to focus on action instead of hesitation. Because here's what you have to realize. Your success is waiting on the other side of action. Everything you want is possible, but you have to be willing to go after it. You have to be willing to step into the unknown, to embrace discomfort, to take the risk and trust that you will figure it out along the way. So stop letting your mind play tricks on you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop feeding your doubts and start feeding your ambition. Make a move today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. You have to break the cycle. Overthinking isn't just slowing you down, it's killing your progress. It's the reason you're stuck in the same place. watching other people move ahead while you sit there trapped in hesitation. You know what you need to do, but instead of doing it, you keep waiting for a perfect moment that will never come. And let me tell you something, perfection is an illusion. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect plan. There is only now. And if you don't take action, you will lose your opportunity. How many chances have you already let slip away because you were too busy thinking instead of moving? How many times have you said, I'll start next week, only for weeks, months, even years, to pass with nothing changing? This is the truth most people don't want to hear. Overthinking is just another way of procrastinating. You convince yourself that you're being responsible, that you're waiting for the right moment, but in reality, you're just afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to look stupid, afraid that you don't have what it takes. But listen, you have everything you need. The only thing missing is action. The difference between success and failure isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's execution. The people who win in life aren't the ones who had the best ideas. They're the ones who acted on their ideas while everyone else was still debating, still doubting, still making excuses. And I get it. I get why you hesitate. I get why you question yourself. But the only way to build confidence, the only way to truly believe in yourself is to take action despite the fear. You think you need confidence to take action? No. Action creates confidence. Action proves to you that you are capable. Action builds momentum. The more you do, the more you realize what you're truly capable of. You have to get comfortable with making decisions. Even when you don't have all the answers, you have to be willing to start before you're ready, because clarity comes from action, not from thought. You don't figure things out by sitting in your room, analyzing every possible outcome. You figure things out by stepping into the real world, by trying, by failing, by learning. That's how you grow. And let me tell you something else. You will make mistakes. That's part of the process. But every mistake is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. Every wrong turn gets you one step closer to the right one. But if you refuse to take the first step, you'll never even get the chance to improve. You'll be stuck in the same place, running in circles in your own mind while life passes you by. So what do? You simplify. You stop overcomplicating everything. You stop looking for reasons to wait. Instead of thinking about all the things that could go wrong, you focus on just one thing. What's the next step? Not the whole journey, not the entire blueprint, just the next move. And then you make it, and then you make another and another, until suddenly you look up and realize you're further than you ever thought possible, because that's how success is built, one small action at a time. Every great achievement, every massive success story started with a single step. And the people who made it, they weren't smarter than you, they weren't more talented than you, they just had the courage to start when everyone else was still thinking about it. You have that same ability, but you have to choose it. You have to stop letting your mind hold you hostage. You have to take control of your thoughts and direct them toward action, because nothing changes until you move. Your dreams don't come to life through thought alone. They come to life through movement, through decision, through action. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop feeding your doubts and start feeding your ambition. Make a move today, because if you don't, a year from now, 5 years from now, you'll wish you had started sooner. Your time is now. The longer you think about something, the harder it becomes to act. The more you analyze, the more reasons you find to wait. That's how overthinking steals your potential. It paralyzes you. It tricks you into believing you're being productive when all you're doing is delaying your progress. You say you need more time, but time is slipping away while you sit there, second-guessing every decision. Winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They don't waste time wondering, what if? They take action and adjust along the way. You have to understand that thinking does not equal progress. Sitting in your room, replaying the same scenario over and over is not getting you any closer to your goals. Reading another book, watching another video, asking for another opinion, it's all meaningless unless you act on it. Knowledge is useless without action. Confidence doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from doing, from failing, from learning, from stepping into the unknown and realizing you can handle it. The truth is, overthinking is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong move. But let me tell you something, not moving at all is the worst mistake you can make. You are missing out on opportunities because you are afraid to take the first step. You are letting your doubts control your destiny. Every day that passes, you're either moving closer to your dreams or further away. And if you're stuck in your head, you're moving further away. Action beats fear, always. You can't think your way into success. You can't overanalyze your way into greatness. You have to move. You have to take risks. You have to make mistakes and learn from them. That's how you grow. That's how you build confidence. Every successful person you admire didn't get there by waiting for the perfect moment. They got there by stepping out of their comfort zone before they felt ready. You will never feel 100% ready. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be risk. But the difference between winners and losers is that winners take action despite the uncertainty. They don't have all the answers when they start, but they start anyway. And because they start, they learn. And because they learn, they improve. And because they improve, they succeed. You have to break the cycle. You have to silence that voice in your head that keeps telling you to wait. You have to stop convincing yourself that you need more time. The time is now. The opportunity is in front of you. The only thing standing in your way is you. Overthinking won't get you where you want to go. Only action will. Stop thinking. Start doing. Your future self is waiting. Overthinking is the silent killer of dreams. It's the thing that keeps you stuck while the world keeps moving. You sit there analyzing every angle, questioning every decision, waiting for the perfect moment, but that moment never comes. Because while you're stuck in your head debating whether to take action, someone else is out there making moves, failing, learning, and growing. Overthinking makes you believe you're being productive when all you're doing is wasting time. You're planning, you're preparing, but you're not executing. And execution is the only thing that matters. You weren't born to hesitate. You weren't designed to live in fear of the what-ifs. But overthinking puts you in a mental prison. It makes the smallest decisions feel like life or death situations. It turns opportunities into obstacles. It creates problems that don't even exist. You know what happens when you sit in your head too long? Doubt starts creeping in. Fear starts whispering lies. And the longer you stay stuck in that cycle, the harder it gets to break free. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who take action despite the uncertainty. They understand that hesitation is more dangerous than failure because failure at least teaches you something. Failure at least moves you forward. But hesitation keeps you exactly where you are. Stuck, frustrated, watching other people live the life you want. You need to get out of your head and start trusting yourself. You already know what you need to do. You already have the answers. But you let fear cloud your judgment. You convince yourself that you need more time, more research, more confirmation, but deep down, you know that's just an excuse. It's fear disguised as logic. It's procrastination wearing the mask of preparation. You don't need another plan. You don't need another opinion. You need to move. Your first move doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a move. Because movement creates momentum, and momentum kills fear. The second you take action, your mind shifts. Instead of thinking, you're doing. Instead of doubting, you're learning. Instead of waiting, you're progressing. And that's the difference between those who win and those who don't. Winners trust the process, while overthinkers wait for the perfect process. Winners take imperfect action, while overthinkers wait for the perfect opportunity. Winners know that progress beats perfection every single time. You've wasted enough time in your head. You've spent enough nights questioning yourself, replaying the same thoughts, stuck in the same cycle. The truth is, the only way out is action. The only way to silence the doubt is to prove it wrong. And the only way to prove it wrong is to stop thinking and start doing. You have to realize that every second spent overthinking is a second lost forever. Time doesn't stop for anyone. It doesn't pause while you sit there debating whether or not to take action. It keeps moving, and the people who understand this don't waste a moment. They don't let doubt keep them stuck. They don't allow fear to rob them of their future. They act, they move, they make things happen while others are still trapped in their own minds, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Let's be real. Overthinking isn't making you better. It's making you weaker. It's taking away your confidence, your energy, and your momentum. And the longer you stay in that loop, the harder it becomes to break free. You start to believe the lies your mind tells you. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I look stupid? But let me tell you something. Those thoughts don't matter. What matters is what you do. There are people with half your talent, half your intelligence, half your skill out there winning. Not because they are better than you, but because they are taking action. They aren't overthinking. They aren't talking themselves out of opportunities. They aren't waiting for some magical sign to tell them it's time. They just go. They believe in themselves enough to start, and that's why they succeed. Think about how much time you've wasted overanalyzing instead of acting. Think about the things you could have accomplished by now if you had just moved when you first had the idea. The reality is, success doesn't come to those who think the most. It comes to those who do the most. The more you take action, the more doors open. The more doors open, the more opportunities come your way. And the more opportunities you take, the more successful you become. It's not about having the perfect plan. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about starting, adjusting, and growing along the way. Every great success story starts with someone who took a leap of faith, someone who pushed past their doubts and took the first step, even when they were scared. You have to understand that overthinking is just fear in disguise. It's your brain's way of keeping you comfortable, of protecting you from failure. But here's the truth. Comfort zones don't create champions. Comfort zones don't build legacies. If you want to achieve something big, if you want to live a life that inspires others, you have to be willing to step into discomfort. You have to be willing to risk failure, to risk rejection, to risk looking foolish, because that's the price of greatness. Ask yourself this: would you rather fail while trying or regret never trying at all? Because one thing is guaranteed. If you never take action, you will never succeed. If you stay stuck in your head, you will never know what you're truly capable of. And that's the real tragedy. Not failure, but never even giving yourself the chance to win. The solution is simple. Take action before your brain has time to talk you out of it. The second you feel hesitation creeping in, you move. You send the email, you make the call, you start the project, you take the leap. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Action builds confidence. Action creates momentum. And once you start moving, once you start seeing progress, the doubts fade away. You stop overthinking because you're too busy winning. You start to trust yourself. You start to see that you're more capable than you ever realized. And that's when you become unstoppable. So whatever you've been hesitating on, whatever you've been overthinking, stop right now and do something about it. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Take action and let